Good afternoon. I am Lara Moretti, Manager of Family Support Services at Gift of Life Donor Program. Every year we hold our Life and Legacy celebrations throughout our region to recognize the compassion and generosity of donor families and the heroic donors. Through this ceremony, we honor and remember your loved one and the decision to give the gift of life to others in need. To protect our community's health and safety, we are holding the ceremony virtually this year. We are honored to have this opportunity to celebrate your loved one and their legacy with you. Throughout this ceremony, we will be referring to items in the package we sent to the family member who registered for today's ceremony. Each of these items carries special, symbolic significance. The first is the candle that was sent to you. Today, we honor those selfless individuals who have given the gifts of life and hope. We will light one candle for our memories, one for our courage, one for our love, and one for our hope. We invite you to light your candle. The first candle is in your memory. The times we laughed, the times we cried, the times we argued, the silly things you did, and the caring and joy you gave us. The second candle represents our courage to confront our sorrow, to comfort each other, to change our lives. The third candle is the light of love. Day by day, we cherish the special place in our hearts that will always be reserved for you. We remember the depth of our love and thank you for the gift your life brought to each of us. The fourth candle is for hope. It reminds us of love and memories of you that are ours forever. May that glow of the flame be our source of hope. We light these candles today in memory of all organ, eye, and tissue donors and loved ones who we hold close to our hearts. We honor and remember them always. I would now like to introduce you to Howard Nathan, the President and CEO of Gift of Life Donor Program. Howard has been with Gift of Life since 1978.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for spending this time with Gift of Life and for sharing your loved one's legacy with us. We are humbled and inspired by your strength and kindness in a time of unimaginable tragedy and grief. You and your loved one made a selfless decision to help others. The impact your loved one had throughout their life and through the gift of organ and tissue donation is truly immeasurable and will continue to ripple through time. Donation is one of the highest expressions of human generosity and sympathy. With the extraordinary legacy your loved one has shared and the compassion of families like yours, the possibility of donation and transplantation would not exist. Gift of Life and all of our partners are privileged to be able to support the organ and tissue donation process. I personally would like to express my appreciation to my dedicated Gift of Life team and our hospital partners who work tirelessly every day, 24/7, to provide donation as an option for families. This life-saving work would not be possible without the hundreds of community partners and dedicated volunteers throughout our region. I once again would like to express my deepest gratitude to you for joining us today. We offer our heartfelt condolences for the loss of your loved one. Today, we'll pay tribute to their great compassion and generosity. We hope that you will find comfort in the powerful testimonials of those who've been touched by donation. Because of families like yours, thousands of individuals in our region can live a better life. One organ donor can save up to 8 lives. A tissue donor has the potential to heal more than 75 lives, including skin for burn victims, breast reconstruction for cancer survivors, bone for damaged limbs, and heart valves for cardiac patients. Donated corneas can help restore the vision of those at risk of going blind. In the Gift of Life region, there are more than 5,000 men, women, and children awaiting a second chance at life for a life-saving organ transplant. Approximately 110,000 are waiting nationwide. Every day, the donation and transplant community works to increase awareness and to educate the public about the need for more people to register as organ and tissue donors. Thousands of recipients are alive and enjoying their life today because of families like yours who are able to think of others at a time of great sorrow. Although every family's grief journey is different, please know that there are shared experiences and understanding among all of us who are watching today. Please know that you are a part of a larger community that supports and cares for you. Now you hear from several members of that larger community, your neighbors, all with completely different connections to donation and transplantation.
I lost my son because God was ready, but I said yes to organ donation. Knowing that my son was able to save 3 young men's lives, that makes me smile. So instead of me being in a dark place, I'm in a good place because I know what I did saved lives.
We were connected with Gift of Life when we learned that Anthony had really no hope of recovery. He gave his 2 kidneys, he gave his liver, his corneas, and multiple bone and tissue and skin samples. I was told that that will benefit close to 50 to 100 people. I know that generations will come to be because Anthony lived and because he died. A beauty and a power in that is really amazing.
My wife's name was Chanel Jones Cooper. She was an organ donor. She donated her kidney and liver. I feel great about the decision of donating Chanel's organs because a part of her still lives on and is helping somebody.
I received a full-thickness corneal transplant in my right eye. I had lost all vision in my right eye. I couldn't go outside in daylight. And you really don't appreciate your sight or your vision until you don't have it anymore. And so going all those months in darkness and in pain, once I had that surgery and I was able to be independent again and go on a walk again, those things I no longer take for granted. And the fact that someone needed to lose their life in order for me to improve and heal mine is not something I take lightly, and it's not something you can really ever say thank you enough for.
I was diagnosed when I was 20 years old with Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, which is the rare genetic disorder. I had my transplant where we use donor tendons, and my everyday life has just been drastically changed. I never in a million years would have thought that I would be using my arms again because of a family that decided to participate in tissue donation. For me, the gift of life just means gratitude.
I waited 2 years and 10 days. Then they called my house and I answered the phone and they explained that the donor was a young man who had been in a car accident. I just burst into tears because someone was selfless enough to give someone's organs so that they could live on. What I'm looking forward to now is just being able to live a healthy, productive life.
For the 23 years that he was on this earth, by being an organ donor, he is still here and helping people.
Organ donation saves many lives and helps families. If I was to thank my organ donor family, I would say that I'm very thankful for the precious gift that they've given me, which is a second chance at life.
There were years where I wondered, why was I still alive? To suffer and to endure everything that I was going through. Then my daughter was born, and I knew. Gift of Life is an amazing partner in the transplant journey, and that's dedicated themselves to making miracles happen.
I just think that the most unselfish thing you can do at the most excruciating moment of your life when you're losing a loved one is to give life.
There's no other greater gift you can give than the gift of sight or the gift of changing someone's life. All donors and their families are true heroes.
If you newly just lost a family member who donated an organ, you're going to go through a lot of emotions. Then you'll come out on the other side knowing that your loved one has saved someone else's life.
Now we move into a very special part of our ceremony. Each family was offered the opportunity to submit a picture of their loved one for the photographic tribute. Thank you for sharing your precious and treasured images with us. We'll be showing some of the photographs now, and more photographs of our heroic donors will be shown later in today's ceremony. Today's photo tribute will be accompanied by cellist Ajay Evans. Ajay is a graduate of Philadelphia's High School for Creative and Performing Arts. She has a strong connection to donation and transplantation. Her mother received a life-saving kidney transplant, and her aunt, Cynthia London, is a donor mother, a Gift of Life board member, and a longtime donation advocate. Ajay will play original selections that include a piece that she wrote for her mother. We are aware that our connection with your loved one was brief, just an instant out of an entire lifetime. We feel privileged to have been part of those precious moments. Today, we acknowledge your family member's donation, which has touched us and brought hope to countless others. I would ask now that you take the Gift of Life Donor Program Medal of Honor and matching lapel pins out of your donor family care packages. The artist's inspiration for the medal design is grounded in the truth that the gift of life donor touches and gives new life to others. The donor touches the hand of the recipient and passes on the precious gift of life, represented by the heart, and love, represented by the rose. This magnificent and honorable giving of oneself is illustrated in the rays extending from the heart. These beautiful medals symbolize the heroic last act of your loved one. They are constructed to endure the exposure should you wish to put them on a grave marker or a memorial garden. These medals are exclusively for donor families. The lapel pins are in the same design, and we hope that you will wear them in honor of your loved one's legacy every day. Again, we now share photographs submitted by families to celebrate the lives of our generous donors.
We Remember Them is a poem that illustrates the various times throughout life where the void of our loved one may feel the strongest. The responsive reading reminds us that while our loved one may not be physically present, their memory is ever present. We invited members of our community, Gift of Life staff, hospital partners, donor family members, and recipient volunteers to help us recite this responsive reading. It conveys the universal human experiences of love, loss, grief, and memories. At the rising sun and at its going down,
we remember them.
At the blowing of the wind and in the chill of winter,
we remember them.
At the opening of the buds and in the rebirth of spring, We remember them. At the blueness of the skies and in the warmth of summer, we remember them. At the rustling of the leaves and in the beauty of autumn, we remember them. At the beginning of the year and when it ends, we remember them. When we are weary and need of strength, we remember them. When we have decisions that are difficult to make, we remember them. When we have joy we crave to share, we remember them. When we have achievements that are based on theirs, we remember them. For long as we live, they too will live, for they are now a part of us as we remember them.
We remember them.
Again, it is my honor to share with you photographs of the true heroes of donation.
On behalf of Gift of Life's Family Support Services Department, please accept my gratitude for sharing your beloved photographs and memories with us today. With each family I am privileged to meet or speak with, I am reminded of the generosity, grace, strength, and compassion of our donor families. I want to also share with you our Threads of Love memorial quilts, which are displayed behind me. These are a very special way for families to honor their loved ones. We hope that you will consider making a square for our quilts. These quilts are not only a beautiful and artistic legacy, but they are used for educational purposes and displayed in public venues throughout the region and on our website. Our plan is to hold a virtual quilt pinning in early 2021. Should you wish to learn more about completing a quilt square, please visit our website or read the information provided in your care package. Also in your care package are details regarding the David Nelson Jr. Memorial Scholarship Fund. Following his death in 2006, his family and friends established a fund to provide annual educational scholarships to surviving children of donor parents or guardians. The link we provided has more information and an application for the 2020-2021 academic year. In the coming weeks, your family will be sent a hand-knit or crocheted wrap made with love. We call them Wrapped in Hugs. Volunteers throughout our communities create these wraps. Every wrap is special and unique, just like your loved ones. One of our volunteer knitters shared these touching words when speaking of the wraps. May this wrap be a safe haven, a sacred place of security and well-being, sustaining and embracing in good times as well as difficult ones. May the one who receives this wrap be cradled in hope, kept in joy, graced in peace, and wrapped in love. We hope you will remember this sentiment when you use your wrap. As our program draws to a close, please know your connection with Gift of Life Donor Program does not end here. There are many avenues for continued support and involvement. Family Support Services is available to assist you in locating therapeutic resources where you live or to provide counsel. A brochure describing our services is included in the care package. Today's recipient speakers may have made you curious as to how your loved ones' recipients are doing. For this reason, we facilitate correspondence between donor families and recipients and are more than happy to review this process with you. You can find more information about this on our website and in the brochure in your package. If writing a letter seems too emotionally challenging at this time, our department can request an update to learn more about your loved one's gifts and recipients. We invite you to sign up for a scheduled phone visit with one of our Family Support Services counselors. You can reach us at family2@donorsone.org. Another way for you to continue your connection with Gift of Life is through two wonderful groups for donor families to come together to share memories, discuss feelings, and experience the camaraderie of those who understand. You can join our private Gift of Life Donor Family Facebook group, and you can join our monthly support group called Hearts of Gold. Since March, Hearts of Gold has been meeting virtually each month, with special topics or speakers chosen by the members of the group. Information about Hearts of Gold and the Facebook group can be found in the Family Support Services brochure we provided. I hope you will join us. In a few days, we will be sending out a survey via email. Please take a few minutes and provide us with your feedback about this Life and Legacy celebration. We value your comments, and we will use it to improve future ceremonies. Though this has been an emotional afternoon, we hope that you have an increased understanding of the magnitude of your loved one's gifts of life. They will be remembered by countless more than just family and friends. As the Dalai Lama once said, "Just as ripples spread out when a single pebble is dropped into the water, the actions of individuals can have far-reaching effects." Your family member's donation has created a ripple effect. Each person's life that has been touched will impact others, and together they will have the privilege and responsibility of continuing your loved one's legacy. On behalf of Gift of Life Donor Program, recipients and their families, we thank you for attending today's ceremony and allowing us to honor and celebrate your loved one with you.